Hey everyone, it's Michael GoosebumpsFan. I hope you're doing well today. Yesterday was Easter. I hope you had a good Easter, and I hope you know Jesus, like I said. So, today I have a couple of book reviews for you. I had a lot of time to read this weekend. When my wife gets sucked into her books, when she's deciding to read, when she has those small phases, she's not a big reader, but when she has a reading phase, man, she bombs through books so quick. And she's probably read like probably 2 or 3 books this entire weekend of the Easter weekend, having the 3 days off we had. 2.5 for her, but still for me. Yeah, I had a lot of free time to read because it was really quiet. So my sweet wife was reading a lot, and I had enough time yesterday on Easter Sunday to finish one book that I had started and then read another one before she got up that morning. And this one I read was one that many people have recommended to me. This is from the classic 62-book era of Goosebumps, the original 90s series that started this whole thing. It is Goosebumps number 43, The Beast from the East. I've had a lot of people recommend this to me. I think this is Maiku's, one of his big ones that he kept recommending to me. A couple of you out there I remember you saying, hey, you should read this one, I think you'll like it a lot. And for whatever reason, this is one of the ones when I was a kid that I was not interested in whatsoever. If I had known what it was about, I think I would have been more excited to read it, especially nowadays, because I've pretty much told you guys, like when you recommend books to me, I don't know a lot of the time, unless it's a book I've read before, like Stay Out of the Basement, that I just haven't read to review for the channel yet. A lot of the time, I already know, I don't know anything about a book. I go into it and I'm like, oh, well, what is this actually about? I just kind of go based off the title and what the cover looks like. And this cover never appealed to me. Who cares about some weird, abominable snowman-looking monkey? The Beast from the East does not sound like the most promising cover title I've ever heard in my entire life either. But I will tell you this, I was very surprised by how much I like this. It's not an amazing book by any means. It's a very short one, too. It's only like, let me see, 118 pages, so it's one of the shorter ones, but I was genuinely shocked by how much I liked this one. I'm a little surprised more people don't talk about this one. It's still kind of not my favorite, it's not one of the greats, but it's good enough that I'm kind of surprised we never had like an episode based on this from the 90s series. This could have been really cheap to put together. Anyway, The Beast from the East, what is the story about? Basically, you have a young girl and her 2 twin brothers, Nat and Pat. I can't remember her name, but I can remember their names. I think her name was like Ginger or something. Anyway, they're going on a camping woods trip with their parents, and the dad is kind of a little gruff, as are many of the recent Goosebumps dads I've read about in the recent books I've reviewed this weekend and for today. And the kids, all 3 of them, the main character, the 2 younger brothers, they get lost in the woods. The parents get separated somehow. And while the 2 younger brothers are running around in the woods with the sister, the main character, they get kind of split up. One of the younger twins goes missing. And things just get worse and worse. They actually come across these weird, kind of ape-like creatures, but kind of not ape-like creatures. And turns out these things speak English. And they want to play a game that's kind of similar to Tag, but it has a bunch of rules, and it's called The Beast from the East. And if you're it, like you are in Tag, you're the Beast from the East. So essentially, they're playing a game of Tag throughout this entire book, or this entire story. And the thing that got me the most was that it was kind of a neat twist that Stein pulled here. For example, our main characters don't know the rules to this game, but these ape-like monster creature things that are playing this game with them think that they've played it before. They're pretty confident by the things that these kids have done that they've played this game before. So it had this nice little, like, if you've ever seen the movie Death Race with Jason Statham, the remake of the old, like, Stallone movie from the 70s or whatever, if you've seen that, it's kind of that general idea of kind of a game that can go wrong. You could die at any moment depending on what you do in the game or things you don't even know about in this situation that can be a total surprise. This was really fun. I really enjoyed this. And I'm going to be honest with you, I was kind of surprised. The ending is a little goofy, really. And this is spoiler-free, so don't worry, don't click away. This being a spoiler-free review, the ending is a little goofy, but the whole book is kind of goofy. This is a great example of a book that has kind of a sillier premise from the get-go of these creatures playing a game of like a semi-type of Tag with some kids. And the stakes get higher and higher. It's not like an end-of-the-world scenario. It's nothing like that. But it's enough of a small-scale, fun terror that I had a good time with this. It wasn't that it was scary or anything like that. This is more of the funny side of these books. And it was a good one. I recommend it. If you haven't read The Beast from the East, this is kind of surprisingly solid. I'm kind of surprised there was no episode based on this book, ever, from the 90s, you know? Anyway, when it comes to, I know there was a short review, but I really don't have much to say about this. When it comes to Goosebumps number 43 of the classic series, The Beast from the East, would I recommend it? Yeah, absolutely. It's more of a sillier book, but I had a good time reading it. It was fun. It was a little wild. I like the setting of taking place in the forest. I like the rules of the game that just kind of changed throughout the book. Now, would this be as good on a reread? Probably not, and that's kind of why I kind of reserved on my rating a little bit when you hear that rating, just because I don't think it's going to age super well on rereads. Some books do, like Night of the Living Dummy and Haunted Mask and whatever. They get better and better every time I read those books. This one's probably going to be just about the same every single time. Overall, I really liked it. I think it was really solid for the most part. I think I recommend this, honestly, just out of the shock of I never wanted to read this in my entire life, especially when I was a kid as a Goosebumps fan. And to read it for the first time and be able to react this way, it surprised me. You know, because the last couple of books I read, I Am Your Evil Twin from Series 2000, and what was the other one? What was the other one? I can't remember the other thing I read. It's totally gone. I'm sorry. It completely left my brain. Out of these three, I like this more than those. Both of them. Anyway, what are your thoughts on The Beast from the East? Have you read this book? Do you love it? Do you hate it? What do you think about it? If you're one of the ones who recommend this to me, I'm sorry it took me so long to get around to reading this one. Just haven't been motivated. A lot of stuff going on in life. But man, I'm glad I finally did. This is a good one. A recommended one, like I said. If I had to rate it on a 5-star basis, I would give this book about a 3 out of 5 stars, but it's kind of like a higher 3 out of 5. It's very close to being a 4, but I don't know if I like it enough to give it a 4, you know? Again, especially considering the future possible rereads and whether this will get any better at that point. What are your thoughts once again? Put them down below. Thank you guys for watching, and God bless you. Again, happy Easter from yesterday, and goodbye.